Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. Happy Sunday, Sabbath Sunday for some of you. I hope you're having a great day, and if not, I certainly hope it ends well. Well, let's say our prayer and get going on this Sabbath Sunday. Lord, thank you for every single soul represented here today. Give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to comprehend and glean some valuable information from your text today. In Jesus' precious name, amen. All right, my friends. Well, we got a little bit of a break today because we only have 2 chapters to read as opposed to 4. So yesterday we read numbers 10 through 13. And I'll just quickly, just a very brief summary of that. Chapter 10 was all about, the silver trumpets. And God spoke to Moses and gave him instructions on, the 2 blasts of trumpets. One would be to gather the people and, warn them that it's time to go. And another trumpet would be for the sound of the elders to come and meet with him. And then chapter 11, woohoo, the people were complaining and grumbling against Moses because they missed the food of Egypt. They missed the cucumbers. They missed the garlic and the onions and the leeks and the meat. And so God had the quail and a plague sent to them. And anyone who desired or missed the delicacies of Egypt was struck down and killed. So that's how that went down. Chapter 12, Miriam and Aaron opposed Moses, and Miriam was struck with leprosy for 7 days and outed for 7 days outside the camp. And you know what I noticed? It didn't end with saying that they brought her back in and she was healed. It didn't say that, but it did say that she was to remain outside the camp, and then they let her back in. Verse 15, so Miriam was shut outside the camp 7 days, and the people did not set on march. So basically it just said they didn't leave her. But I wonder if her, leprosy was healed. So anyway, and then chapter 13 was all about Moses appointing spies from every tribe to go out and spy out the land of Canaan, which is the land that God was going to give to them. And the report of the spies came back basically saying, no way, don't send us there. We're like grasshoppers. They are giants and they're going to devour us. So that's where we left off, chapter 13. And now we're on chapter 14. And so today we have to read 14 and 15. So let's see how it all goes down. So chapter 14, the people rebel. Boy, these are rebellious. I don't know if I was wandering through the desert for 40 years, if I would have been much good company either. But all right, let's read. The people rebel. Chapter 14. Then all the congregation raised a loud cry, and the people wept that night. And all the people of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron. The whole congregation said to them, would that we have died in the land of Egypt, or would that we have died in this wilderness? Why is the Lord bringing us into this land to fall by the sword? Our wives and our little ones may become prey. Would it not be better for us to go back to Egypt? And they said to one another, let us choose a leader and go back to Egypt. Ooh, the rebellious of it all. Let's see how that goes. Verse 5. Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation of the people of Israel. And Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh who were among those who had spied out the land, tore their clothes and said to all the congregation of the people of Israel, the land which we passed through to spy it out is an exceedingly good land. If the Lord delights in us, he will bring us into this land and give it to us, a land that flows with milk and honey. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not fear the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their protection is removed from them, and the Lord is with us. Do not fear them. Then all the congregation said to stone them with stones. But the glory of the Lord appeared at the tent of meeting to all the people of Israel. And the Lord said to Moses, How long will these people despise me? And how long will they not believe in me, in spite of all the signs that I have done among them? I will strike them with the pestilence and disinherit them, and I will make of you a nation greater and mightier than they. Woo-wee. Those are some stubborn people. Let's keep going. Verse 13. Moses intercedes for the people. But Moses said to the Lord, then the Egyptians will hear of it, for you brought us up, this people in your might from among them, and they will tell the inhabitants of this land, they have heard that you, O Lord, are in the midst of this people, for you, O Lord, are seen face to face, and your cloud stands over them, and you go before them in a pillar of cloud by day and in a pillar of fire by night. Now, if you kill this people as one man, then the nations who have heard your fame will say, is it because the Lord was not able to bring this people into the land that he swore to give to them, that he has killed them in the wilderness? And now, please let the power of the Lord be great as you have promised, saying, the Lord is slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love, forgiving iniquity and transgression, but he will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children to the third and the fourth generation. Please pardon the iniquity of this people according to the greatness of your steadfast love, just as you have forgiven this people from Egypt until now. So Moses, the people were ready to stone Moses and Aaron a second ago. And so when God is like, you know what, I'm done with them, I'm going to take them out. Moses is the first one to advocate for them and say, no, God, don't kill them, don't kill them. Let's basically saying, let's the people of Egypt gonna laugh at us, laugh at you, and say, who is this God? He brought all these people out of Egypt just to kill them. So Moses is standing in the gap, interceding for those naughty Israelites. All right, verse 20, God promises judgment. Then the Lord said, I have pardoned according to your word, but truly as I live, and as the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Lord, none of the men who have seen my glory and my signs that I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and yet have put me to the test 10 times and have not obeyed my voice, shall see the land that I swore to give to their fathers, and none of those who despise me shall see it. But my servant Caleb, because he has a different spirit and has followed me fully, I will bring into the land into which he went, and his descendants shall possess it. Now, since the Amalekites and the Canaanites dwell in the valleys, turn tomorrow and set out for the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. 26. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, how long shall this wicked congregation grumble against me? I have heard the grumblings of the people of Israel, which they grumble against. Say to them, as I live, declares the Lord, what you have said in my hearings, I will do to you. Your dead bodies shall fall in this wilderness, and of all your number listed in the census from 20 years old and upward, who may have grumbled against me, not one shall come into the land where I swore that I would make you dwell, except Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun. But your little ones, who you said would become prey, I will bring in, and they shall know the land that you have rejected. But as for you, your dead bodies shall fall in this wilderness, and your children shall be shepherds in the wilderness 40 years, and shall suffer for your faithlessness until the last of your dead bodies lies in the wilderness. According to the number of the days in which you spied out the land, 40 days, and a year for each day, and you shall bear your iniquity 40 years, and you shall know my displeasure. I, the Lord, have spoken. Surely this I will do to all this wicked congregation who are gathered together against me. In this wilderness they shall come to a full end, and there they shall die. Woo-hoo! This is so, whoa! 36. And the men whom Moses set to spy out the land, who returned and made all the congregation grumble against him by bringing up a bad report about the land, the men who brought up a bad report of the land died by plague before the Lord. Of those men who went to spy out the land. Only Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh remained alive, because Caleb and Joshua are the ones that came back and said, no, we could get them. Let's do this. This is a land flowing with milk and honey. Let's go. And the other ones was like, no, they're giants. They're going to crush us like grasshoppers. And they riled up the congregation. And so, you already heard what happened. 39, Israel defeated in battle. When Moses told these words to all the people of Israel, the people mourned greatly, and they rose early in the morning and went up to the heights of the hill country, saying, here we are, we will go up to the place that the Lord has promised, for we have sinned. But Moses said, why now are you transgressing the command of the Lord, when that will not succeed? Do not go up, for the Lord is not among you, lest you be struck down before your enemies. For there the Amalekites and the Canaanites are facing you, and you shall fall by the sword, because you have turned back from following the Lord. The Lord will not be with you. But they presumed to go up to the heights of the hill country, although neither the ark of the covenant of the Lord nor Moses departed out of the camp. Then the Amalekites and the Canaanites who lived in the hill country came down and defeated them and pursued them, even to Hormah. Man, they just don't listen. Oh my goodness. I'm astounded at their stubbornness. Whew. Wow, that was a lot. Okay, last chapter, Numbers 15. All right, let's do this. Laws about sacrifices. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the people of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land you are to inhabit, which I am giving you, and you offer to the Lord from the herd or from the flock a food offering or a burnt offering or a sacrifice to fulfill a vow, or as a free will offering, or at your appointed feast to make a pleasing aroma to the Lord, then he who brings his offering shall offer to the Lord a grain offering of 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with 1/4 of a hin of oil, and you shall offer with the burnt offering or for the sacrifice 1/4 of a hin of wine for the drink offering for each lamb. Or for a ram you shall offer for a grain offering 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with 1/3 of hin of oil. And for the drink offering you shall offer 1/3 of a hin of wine, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. And when you offer a bull as a burnt offering or sacrifice to fulfill a vow, or for peace offerings to the Lord, then one shall offer with the bull a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with 1/2 of hin of oil. And you shall offer for the drink offering 1/2 a hin of wine as a food offering, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. Chapter 11, or verse 11. Thus it shall be done for each bull or ram, or for each lamb or young goat, as many as you offer, so shall you do with each one, as many as there are. Every native Israelite shall do these things in this way, in offering a food offering with a pleasing aroma to the Lord. And if a stranger is sojourning with you, or anyone is living permanently among you, and he wishes to offer a food offering with a pleasing aroma to the Lord, he shall do as you do. For the assembly there shall be one statute for you, and for the stranger who sojourns with you, a statute forever. Throughout your generations, you and the sojourner shall be alike before the Lord. One law and one rule shall be for you and for the stranger who sojourns with you. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the people of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land to which I bring you, and when you eat of the bread of the land, you shall present a contribution to the Lord. Of the first of your dough you shall present a loaf as a contribution, like a contribution from the threshing floor, so shall you present it. Some of the first of your dough you shall give to the Lord as a contribution throughout your generations. Just like the tithe, we're commanded to give 1/10 of everything we have. All right. Numbers 15, verse 22. Laws about unintentional sin. But if you sin unintentionally and do not observe all these commandments that the Lord has spoken to Moses, all that the Lord has commanded you by Moses from the day that the Lord gave commandment and onward throughout your generations, then if it was done unintentionally without the knowledge of the congregation, all the congregation shall offer one bull from the herd for a burnt offering, a pleasing aroma to the Lord, with its grain offering and its drink offering according to the rule, and one male goat for a sin offering. And the priest shall make atonement for all the congregation of the people of Israel, and they shall be forgiven, because it was a mistake, and they have brought their offering, a food offering to the Lord, and their sin offering before the Lord for their mistake. And all the congregation of the people of Israel shall be forgiven, and the stranger who sojourns among them, because the whole population was involved in this mistake. 27. If one person sins unintentionally, he shall offer a female goat for a year old for a sin offering, and the priest shall make atonement before the Lord for the person who makes a mistake when he sins unintentionally, to make atonement for him, and he shall be forgiven. 29. You shall have one law for him who does anything unintentionally, for him who is native among the people of Israel, and for the stranger who sojourns among them. But the person who does anything with a high hand, whether he is a native or a sojourner, reviles the Lord, and that person shall be cut off from among his people, because he has despised the word of the Lord and has broken his commandment. That person shall be utterly cut off. His iniquity shall be on him. Verse 32, a Sabbath breaker executed. While the people of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man gathering sticks on the Sabbath day. And those who found him gathering sticks brought him to Moses and Aaron and to all the congregation. They put him in custody, because it had not been made clear what should be done to him. And the Lord said to Moses, the man shall be put to death. All the congregation shall stone him with stones outside the camp. And the congregation brought him outside the camp and stoned him to death with stones, as the Lord commanded. Woo! 37, tassels on garments. The Lord said to Moses, speak to the people of Israel and tell them to make tassels on the corner of their garments throughout their generations, and to put a cord of blue on the tassel of each corner. And it shall be a tassel for you to look at and remember all the commandments of the Lord, to do them, not to follow after your own heart and your own eyes, which you are inclined to whore after. So you shall remember to do all my commandments, and be holy to your God. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God. Ooh, God, you are terrifying, and I love you. Woo! Woo-wee! Well, we did it, friends. We read our chronological read for today, 13 and 14. Nope, that was 14 and 15. So I'll let you in on a secret, which is probably not going to be a secret after a while. Today is actually Saturday, and I'm pre-recording for tomorrow, which is Sunday. So you'll see it on Sunday. So I don't have any birthday shout outs or anything, or the daily scripture. So just go and have a great Sabbath Sunday. I'm going to be either going to church or spending time with my dad. He's not feeling too well. So say a prayer for my dad. And I just say a prayer for everyone who's dealing with illness, sicknesses, diseases, viruses, flu, blood conditions, like everything. There's a lot going on. We definitely are living and dying bodies. And it is a chore to stay healthy. And so I just pray for every single soul who needs that prayer of health. So Lord, thank you for our reading today. We say a special prayer for all those infirmed in their bodies, dealing with sicknesses and diseases and viruses and blood conditions and all manners of unhealthy conditions. In Jesus' precious name, amen. All right, friends. Thank you. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, which is Monday to you. All right. Monday to both of us. Bye.